Why are you not live? What the hell?
Give it a second. It should be popping up now.
Oh, okay.
Did you get it for PC?
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I had the money so I could just build like a super PC for gaming.
Uh, um, the link took me to YouTube instead of Twitch.
What?
What? Did I click on the wrong link potentially? I think I might. Yeah, I did.
I was about to fucking say. I was gonna be really worried for a second if the Twitch link was taking you to YouTube.
Yeah. Yikes. Okay, there we go. All right.
Alright, what do you think? Does the audio look okay? Sound okay? Oh, what the fuck?
What?
Oh,
That was me. I never apparently followed.
I got fucking confused for a second.
All right, let me go to live time.
It's scaring the shit out of me. I wasn't even looking at my Streamlabs.
So far everything sounds good.
Everything sounds okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll start the show now. Welcome everyone to the Out of Spite podcast, episode 3. We missed last week because I was a piece of shit and went to sleep.
Well, partially he was a piece of shit, but also things were happening in my life.
Yeah, so we both kind of dropped the ball on that one.
It was a good time. Would not recommend, though.
Depends on what type of person you are, I think.
Yeah.
Alright, so we were partially talking about the fact that you got Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Yes.
And you said you love the zombies on it.
Yeah, the zombies is crazy good.
I've only seen a little bit of the zombies. And it looks like right now it's just like a one-off. There's not really a story to it yet.
Yeah, there isn't really. There's kind of a story element to it, a little bit. I like the fact that when you're playing zombies, you have objectives now. So you do have like an overall mission that you're trying to complete, and beyond that, like a leveling up system is really cool, and definitely something that's welcomed. And the other really interesting thing about this particular zombies mode is that it's kind of scary.
Scary?
Yeah, it's spooky. I've never thought of zombies to be a spooky kind of thing to do or something that like scares me generally, but there's a lot of dark places in the map that you play in, and so zombies are kind of like popping out of nowhere randomly.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I've seen a little bit from Taylor or Mercadurker's stream, and it looks interesting. Like, I like the fact that they finally added body armor to zombies.
Yes.
That probably helps. I like the fact that there's an ammo box.
Mm-hmm.
That'll probably save a lot more people's lives than it should.
Yes, because one of the things that I would always run into while playing like super long matches, once you get to like round 30, 40, you get to those higher rounds, ammo is kind of very hard to come by. Yeah. And it got to the point where you'd have to use a wall gun in order to progress in those later stages.
Yeah, because that was the only way you could actually get ammo. Like, once you were in the higher rounds, there was too many zombies and you would run out of ammo for your mystery box guns. And that's the main problem, because once you're out of ammo, you're fucked. And you have to think like, okay, is it worth it to go get a wall gun?
Yeah, and sometimes it is, and especially if you oof, I'm gonna forget the perk, but if you get the perk that allows you to carry 3 guns with you, one of my 3 guns would always be a wall gun, so that I could buy ammo.
Oh wait, hang on. I'm actually gonna look up what that perk is.
I forget what it's called, but it
Mule
in
kick.
Mule Kick. There you go. In the Cold War zombies now, which they did this in recent previous zombies games, but you can pack a punch your weapon 3 times, and now you can also get like special ammo packages for your weapon as well. So they do like elemental effects.
I I want to say it was Black Ops 3 that also had the thing where you could pack a punch more than twice.
I think Black Ops 3 was the first to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, because it introduced perks on the weapon.
Hmm.
And I think
Yeah.
the one a lot of people wanted was turn a random zombie into an ally.
Hey, Chemo. Yeah, that one was very cool. Also, like very helpful on certain maps and stuff. You know, I liked the perks that they added to the guns and stuff. I like the fireworks one. It wasn't very effective, but it looked really cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look more into it because I honestly stopped giving a shit about Call of Duty in general.
Hmm. Yeah, I haven't played multiplayer at all or anything like that. But well, you could say that the zombies is somewhat multiplayer, especially how they do it nowadays.
Well, it's
But it was a good time. Later today, I'm probably gonna be playing Cold War uh, um, multiplayer, seeing how that looks.
I've seen multiplayer and I have a couple of friends that I watch on Discord play it, and I honestly just don't care anymore. Like Call of Duty has gotten so repetitive and fucking boring that it's almost the same game every time. It's just different weapons occasionally.
Yeah, they don't really add a whole lot to it. And from a graphical standpoint, and again, I haven't played even the story mode of Cold War, but so far, graphically speaking, it's not a huge leap, and I actually think it looks a little bit worse than Modern Warfare does.
Do people beside like does anyone besides Let's Players actually play the fucking story anymore?
Probably not. No.
Uh, and I'm actually just kind of glad that they took out uh what's Warzone? What type of game is that?
It's a battle royale.
Kimosabi, thank you for the follow there, my guy. Yeah, I really like hate battle royales so much.
um,
Except for Twisted Metal. That's a good one.
yeah. Twist Metal's kind of cool. I hope they make another Twisted Metal.
Probably not.
Probably not, but I want it back in my life.
Yeah, but I hated battle royale games with a fucking passion. Especially, I have an unnatural like hatred for Fortnite. I have no reason to hate it. I just do for some reason. And
Fortnite.
then and then like Slater said something about going on a date in Fortnite to see a concert that's in Fortnite. Something about that and him explaining it to me just pissed me off so much that
Yeah,
I wanted to just I wanted everything to explode.
I think Travis Scott was the first one to have a concert on Fortnite.
I don't know who Travis Scott is.
He's a rapper, and yeah, he hosted a live free event for everyone, and you kind of just went onto Fortnite. It was an interesting concept and something that I thought was kind of weird for an artist to do. Um, Reaching people through a video game, that's kind of interesting.
Now, it's one thing to reach people through a video game, it's another to have an entire fucking concert.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean it was like a legit concert. Like the game developers got involved and stuff and made it happen for him, I guess.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
that part that pisses me off a lot, far more than it should.
oh, jeez.
Like, I just, I didn't even, I played, Fortnite made me so angry that I actually played Apex out of spite.
Apex is pretty good though. I enjoyed Apex.
I played it for like a month and then I just, like, I don't like this, I'm stopping now.
Y-
I'm not a Battle Royale person.
Yeah, I haven't played Apex in a long time. And I'm sure it's a very different game now than it was when I played it months ago.
I have no idea. And then there's that other game that came out, which I'm just glad it's not a Battle Royale, Valorant.
Oh, I've only heard things about that game. I don't know a whole lot about it.
Have you seen Overwatch, Team Fortress 2, and
Yeah.
CS:GO?
Yeah, yeah.
It's that.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Hello
and they're
everyone. Welcome. Welcome.
yeah, and they're making boomer shooters now. It's a thing.
Boomer shooters?
Yeah, you know the classic Doom,
Oh.
those style of games.
Oh no.
Shadow Warriors, Duke Nukem, before
Duke
Randy
Nukem.
Pitchford got a hold of it.
Yeah, before it got completely destroyed as a franchise. Supposedly Apex is better now. Y'all hear of the Rogue Company? Yeah, I guess Apex is a better game now, but I haven't played it in a really long time. I do have some friends that are like hardcore. That's what they do.
Duke Nukem is awesome, depending on which Duke Nukem you're talking about.
Yeah, Duke Nukem Forever was it was a great game.
The only reason to play Duke Nukem Forever is to play its DLC.
To play it for the meme of it.
No, not even that. The DLC was the only good part about that.
They like did not take their time with that game at all.
No. It's Randy Pitchford's fault. No one like
No one
even
else.
like in older games like Shadow Warriors, Duke Nukem 3D, things like
Mhm.
that. He would start maps, and it was somebody else that finished it.
Oh jeez.
Like if you look through his credits, that's what you see. A lot of him starting shit and someone else finishing it.
Now going back to Doom, what would be your favorite Doom video game?
My favorite Doom video game?
Yeah, which one was your favorite? Did you have a favorite?
Uh, to be honest, I liked all of them, really.
Yeah.
They were all gems in their own right. Like, the first one was a classic. I still go back and play it every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
Doom 2 had introduced the super shotgun, the granddaddy of all shotguns. And that was just amazing.
Yep. The shotgun we all wish we had, the 8 gauge.
Doom 3, a lot of people hated that game. It's considered the black sheep of Doom, but I honestly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was gonna say personally, I really loved Doom 3 only
Yeah.
because it was spooky and it kind of like kept you up on your toes. And
Yeah, it was-
I definitely
It
played
was
the
supposed to
remastered.
be a horror game, more so than an action shooter, which
Mhm.
is what is technically what it always intended. But I consider it more of its own game, just with the Doom name, because it is an amazing game horror wise. Like aesthetically, I love it. I will say that some of the guns on it, mainly the shotgun, was a piece of shit, and that's kind of weird because
That's not how Duke.
It-
How excuse me. That's not how Doom does it.
yeah, it practically invented the shotguns in video games. So to see
Honestly.
them put out a bad shotgun is like leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, it was all about getting the plasma rifle though.
Honestly, the best plasma rifle in the series, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not only
The
that,
no-
it doubled as a flashlight.
it really did. And the noise it would make while reloading, that kind of like weird power up noise.
Not only that, like the noise in the game itself, like you go into certain areas and you'd hear a voice like speaking softly or chanting. I found that awesome.
Yeah.
And then like the hell itself was what the game's remembered for.
Mm-hmm. The
It,
DLC, did you ever get an opportunity to play it?
yes, I played Resurrection of
Either of them?
Evil, and
Mm-hmm.
that had the super shotgun in it. And I think the other DLC was the BFG edition only DLC, which was the Lost Mission.
Yep. Yep. Replay as a regular Space Marine.
Yeah, I played that on the PS3 when it came out.
It's yeah, definitely was intended to be a horror game, which a lot of people didn't really like for the Doom franchise, but I think it was kind of refreshing.
Yeah, and then Doom 64 was a thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I didn't play that game for years because I thought it was a Doom 1 port just to the N64.
Hmm.
No one told me that it was an entirely new game, so I
Yeah,
never got around to
don't
playing
think.
it. I didn't play it until like 2019
Wow.
because I honest to God thought it was just a different port of the first game.
Nope, nope. It was its own entity. It did its own thing, and it did it pretty well.
Oh yeah.
Hey, got 5 people in here. Hello, welcome.
Hello, hello. And then they came out with Doom 2016. God, that game was so awesome.
Oh, that game was fantastic.
Uh,
Absolutely fantastic.
All right, the weapons were amazing. We got.
Mm-hmm.
It was just constant moving around and shooting things, and I honestly, God, loved that. I liked finding the little Doom minifigurines. I loved finding the classic maps. Although they were a little weird because classic maps don't really work with the modern Doom guy.
Also, one thing to note: the way that Doom handled making their video game 3D is kind of weird because it wasn't 3D. You'll have to look that up because I'm not sure if you know anything about how they did the video game design for the original Doom, but it was a top-down game in a 3D perspective, which
Yeah.
is weird. They had to create this massive illusion in order to make it work, but it worked perfectly for whatever reason.
Because John Carmack is a fucking AI that runs the simulation that we all live in.
I know.
He is an absolute genius. He went on to like invent new software that helped them make the new games and do other stuff that people use like today. And then he's like, all right, I'm going to work on virtual reality now, which I think is a ploy. And we're already in virtual reality. He's just sitting back somewhere and laughing at us.
Right. Yeah, but the 2016 game definitely was amazing. Very much worth it.
The music played a part in that game too. I don't think it would have worked as well if Mick Gordon didn't put in that beautiful soundtrack that he did.
I know. The music really tied it together, and it definitely kind of went back to what Doom was always supposed to be, which was like an arcade shooter, right?
It was a giant, massive shooter game with heavy metal music, and that's all it needed.
That's all it needed with great graphics because that game does look really good. And then they came out with the new one.
But before that, I want to mention something. Someone said that the music for Doom 2016 was too heavy metal. And they asked Mick Gordon if he could tone it down in this game, and he just made it heavier for Doom Eternal.
Of course he did. Of course he did. Why would somebody be mad at that? It's too heavy metal. You're kind of killing things from hell, and I feel like that would be the music that I'd be listening to.
Oh yeah, that's what I call murder music.
Yeah, I'm either listening to that or I'm listening to some classical music like a psychopath.
Oh god, and Doom Eternal was an amazing game. God damn.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so much better. And it's the first time that we actually like really other human beings interact with the Doom guy. And they're all freaking out because he's like a god to them, right? They're like, "Oh my god, it's actually him! Oh my
To
god!"
be fair, he is technically a god in a way.
Technically, yeah, yeah. I mean, he's died and came back, so.
No, no, he never died.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
They couldn't kill him, so they buried him underneath a fucking castle.
Yep.
And then, I think the story was Doom guy from the very first, the original Doom. We saw that happen. We saw the events of Doom 2. Then in Doom 64, he came like out of retirement or something because he had to deal with the leftover demons on Mars. And then he's like, alright, I'm gonna just seal myself in hell and just kill them over and over again. And then, who knows how long that felt like? Like, one day out here could be like 1,000 years in hell.
Yeah, yeah, but he had fun the entire time.
Oh, yeah, no, he went crazy. And then, he somehow went through a portal and he ended where the Night Sentinel's homeworld. He went to the arena. He proved himself worthy after beating the shit out of everyone in there and never losing. Then they trained him to be a Night Sentinel. Then he became their king. Then he was betrayed and locked in a castle. Then he came back, and this is after they gave him god powers somewhere in between becoming the Night Sentinel king and then getting sealed.
Mm-hmm.
Doom's like one of the only video games that hasn't been ruined for me.
Good series. No matter what they did, they always came out with something that was good, well polished.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what they're gonna do after Doom Eternal. They did the DLC, which I haven't played. But,
they did part 1 of the DLC.
Yeah, yeah. So they still got plans for Doom Eternal, which is nice.
That's a thing, because no one know. Supposedly, there's like a 10-year plan for Doom Eternal, and they're just gonna keep adding on to this game.
Jeez, could you imagine playing Doom Eternal in VR?
No, thank you. I'd imagine I'd throw up playing that.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible. It's too fast paced.
I don't know how people play Doom 2016 in VR.
Some people do, man. Some people do.
Yeah. Then, and then speaking of hell, it's like Diablo 4. There's still rumors that will supposedly come out in December, but I don't think so. I think Diablo 4 is going to come out probably sometime around February.
Mm-hmm.
They've been working on that game for a while now, but they got pretty far from what I've seen.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely. Let's see.
I'm surprised I'm still awake right now, to be honest.
How long have you been up for?
It's 1 a.m.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so about 13, almost 14 hours.
That is definitely a long time to be awake there.
Yeah, because it is 2:47 p.m. for me right now.
Right.
And then, do we want to talk about The Mandalorian?
Yes.
Yes, let us talk Star Wars.
So, for y'all that are living under a rock and not watching the Mandalorian, you really should be. There's some crazy stuff that they're doing in that show, and I feel like that show is still tailored in a way that if you're not a Star Wars fan or you've never really watched Star Wars before, that you can actually really enjoy this show. And
I find that Baby Yoda is there for the non-Star Wars fans.
Yeah, Baby Yoda. You know what? This most recent episode definitely showed and alluded to a lot of different things.
Yeah. First, let's talk about last week's episode,
Yes,
and that is the big one that everyone was talking about because we had live action Bo-Katan Kryze, first introduced in Star Wars: The Clone Wars, and then in Rebels, and now we get her live action played by her voice actress Katie Sackhoff.
absolute insanity. How she's introduced into the Mandalorian is really awesome too. So Mando is at this aquatic planet, and he's trying to get information about his race and trying to find more people like him, right? Because it's part of the mission that he was given.
Yeah.
And
Before that, let's the mission that he's on is that he must take the child or Baby Yoda to his own kind, which is the Jedi,
the
and
space
so
workers.
he's hoping that other Mandalorians will be able to help him out.
Mm-hmm. So, with that mission in mind, he's trying to seek every opportunity he can to find people that are like him.
Yeah,
And
that first led him to Tatooine, where
yep.
he met the Marshal, who had, at this point, it's well known, it's Boba Fett's armor.
Mm-hmm.
And we learned that the Marshal isn't Mandalorian. He just found the armor, but he gave the armor to Din Djarin, who is, or as we know him, the Mando.
Which we haven't really seen at all since the first two episodes.
Mm-hmm. I honestly think they're saving that for a much later episode because at the end of it, we all saw who is now known as the cloaked figure, even though he's played by the guy who played Jango Fett, and we all know it's Boba.
Yeah, it's 100% Boba.
Yeah, and then then his mission led him to the aquatic world, where he was hoping to find some other Mandalorians. So continue.
Now he was an Uber before that, but not a lot of us like to talk about that experience.
Yeah, all that really happened in the last episode before that was that Baby Yoda fell in love, like he had the look of love when he saw eggs, and then he ate some of the babies, or something like that. That's all we'll say.
And so finally crash landing on this aquatic world, he reunites the frog lady with her frog man, and he goes to a bar or tavern, right? And he talks to Amon Calamari about, he needs information and he's willing to pay for that information, right? So he throws down some flan, which is the currency, right? And he says, "I know a guy," and I forget what the race of that guy is. The squid-looking guys. They look like I was gonna make a Jack Sparrow reference, but I can't remember what the octopus is called.
Kraken?
No, not the Kraken. It's the
Quarren. That's their name.
Quarren. There you go. That's what they are. So he goes out, and the guy tells him, yeah, it's just a couple hours sail from here where we need to go. And Mando's like, all right, cool. So they head out and are sailing or whatever, and the Quarren asks Mando if he's ever seen this one creature's feeding habits.
Yeah, it's some type of I don't really know. It's a man eater. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it's a massive, just looks like something Boba Fett wouldn't want to run into, and so they feed it, right. In the middle of their ship, they have like this open space that reaches the ocean underneath them, and they dump a bunch of food in that and wait for this creature to come up. And right before the creature hits the surface, the Quarren freaking kicks Baby Yoda into the freaking mouth of this massive creature. And of course, I was not expecting that, and I don't think anyone really was.
No, I definitely wasn't. I was
I was
actually
like,
surprised.
yeah, I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, these guys are really gonna attack him for what? Why? They don't really have a motive other
No,
than, I guess
they wanted the Beskar.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I guess they just really wanted his armor.
Yeah, it's worth a lot of money.
But yeah, so of course, after Baby Yoda is swallowed by this massive freaking creature, Mando dives right in after him, right? And they shut the gate over the top of his head. So now Mando's dealing with a creature underneath him. He's dealing with these people above him stabbing into the gated area that he's at, and he's struggling to get air. He's worried about Baby Yoda. All hope is lost, and these Corrin are just continuously stabbing at him and trying to kill him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then out of nowhere shows up some buddies of his.
Yeah, 3 Mandalorians, 2 female, 1 male. And after they rescue him, he informs them that the thing has the child. The female dives in, and about a second or two later, she comes back up with the child, which was kind of funny.
Yeah, just dealt with it immediately.
Then Mando goes to thank them, and then Bo-Katan removes her helmet, and so do the other 2.
And that's when Mando,
he's like, "Where'd you get that armor?"
Yeah, that's where Mando shits bricks.
Yeah, and then we learned a little something right then and there. Bo-Katan says he's of the Watch.
Yes.
And that was a little confusing right there. Like, the Watch. And then they go on to explain something called the Children of the Watch.
Yep.
And Bo-Katan calls them religious zealots that followed the old ways of the Mandalorian and wanted to bring them back. And I'm like, that sounds like Death Watch.
Because it was.
But then I started thinking, like, oh, wait, maybe it's like some really hardcore Mandalorians that were a part of Death Watch. And they split off at some point. And they followed the way of the Mandalore. And apparently they never take off their helmet.
Yeah, that's like part of their religion. So are guns.
Yes. But as they go through, Bo-Katan is essentially telling him why they're here and about the real Mandalorians and all this stuff. And then Bo-Katan says, I can help you find a Jedi. But you gotta help me. There's always a but. And like, okay, so they get on a ship to attack it, and then we get one of the best action scenes that I've ever seen in a show like this. Besides the Siege.
Yeah.
Or the last episode of Navarro in the first season. And then we see all this. We see them going through and killing folks. And then we learn Moff Gideon's still alive. That for those who didn't watch the end scene for season.
I was gonna say if they learned that Moth. Well, actually, they don't. Right, Mando and his group, they don't learn that till this most recent.
The Mando
episode.
doesn't know.
Yeah.
Bo-Katan knows he's still alive.
Yes.
Because she asked whoever's in charge of that ship, does he have it?
Yeah. It being
the Darksaber.
The Darksaber. The mythical Darksaber.
Which I think's bullshit. So, first of all, Bo-Katan lost the Darksaber.
Yeah.
How the fuck did you lose it?
I don't know, man.
And then man, after that's all done, uh, Mando asks again because he doesn't want to go with them, as he stated. And Bo-Katan reveals that there's a Jedi hiding out somewhere. Go to this planet or moon or whatever. Ask for Ahsoka Tano, the biggest name drop that's ever been spoken in Star Wars, ever. And tell her Bo-Katan sent you.
Just craziness.
And then Bo-Katan tells him, this is the way.
Yep.
With that inflection, meaning that this is the real way of the Mandalorian. Not that religious cult you follow.
Yeah, not that crazy shit that you did. There's a good theory that so obviously whoever trained him, whoever brought him up, was from Death Watch, right? And the last time that we saw Death Watch, they were with Darth Maul.
No.
Which is a good it's a good theory because the blacksmith that makes the armor has the spiked helmet, as those did that followed Maul.
Completely different.
Well, so to call him a child of the Watch kind of makes sense though, because he's a child of the Death Watch.
Yeah, but here's the thing: Death Watch split into two factions. The ones that stayed loyal to Maul, and then the ones who didn't believe an outsider like Maul should rule Mandalore. So they followed Bo-Katan, essentially becoming the Night Owls.
Mm-hmm.
So that two completely different groups.
And then the Night Owls were originally an all-female group, but we saw a male with them, so that has also kind of...
that was in Rebels, because Sabine Wren, having the Darksaber, gifted it to Bo-Katan, saying that she is the leader that Mandalore needs.
Mm-hmm.
And that was essentially it. So
it's a bit interesting stuff is happening there.
Which brings us to our new episode, which... Oh, wait, no, before that, there was some controversy around last week's episode as well.
What's that?
Some bint, I don't know her name, but she was starting shit on Twitter saying the female Mandalorians have boob armor. God.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I'm like, yeah, it has boob armor. It's for a fucking female.
I saw that.
They've had armor like that for years. This was introduced in the Clone Wars, for God's sakes.
They have boob armor, and somehow that's sexist.
Yeah, somehow.
One of my favorite things, I watched this YouTuber that he is a historian when it comes to armor and ancient weapons, specifically to do with the medieval times. And he was talking about how back then in those times they had boob armor, but they not only had boob armor, they also had dick armor too.
Yeah, it's codpiece. Boba Fett has a codpiece.
Yeah, so like, it's claiming that that's somehow sexist and that that's a big deal and that, you know, that's not how armor has been or whatever is bullshit, because they would make boob armor back in ye old days.
Yeah, because females are very different from men. I'm tired of having to explain this to people, that females are biologically different than males. So going down to the real scientifics of things, men and women are not the same.
No.
Women are built differently. They have different bones, they have different muscle types, and they have tits that are natural.
They have a different structure than men entirely.
Yeah, so...
Men are more square, right?
Mm-hmm. Even flat-chested women, they still have to have boob armor because they are different. It will feel different.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why is it sexist? You do know that Bo-Katan's the leader of the Mandalorians.
Right.
More like an octagon. But, so yeah, there's that whole drama surrounding that. And I was like, This is really what we're arguing about, huh? This is it.
This is what's gonna kill this whole show, and they're gonna cancel it. Not really, though. Nobody really cared.
No, man, Pedro Pascal is literally carrying the Star Wars franchise on his back right now.
I know. I wonder when his back's gonna give. I hope it doesn't give anytime soon. But
supposedly they're going to be filming at season 3 soon. So,
goodness. Yeah. So boob armor is a thing. Women are built differently. They have a different physique. They have a different body structure. Having that extra room on the chest helps them overall, right?
Yeah.
And come on. If you're a woman, I'm pretty sure you'd want your boobs to be safe and not squished, just like a guy would want his balls not to be squished. Okay.
Yeah, it's more harmful to like tape it down and wear armor than it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and God, we're gonna get in so much fucking trouble for all this now.
Probably.
For the simple fact that we say women are different, we're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea. I've gotten in trouble for less. So.
I don't know.
Which we'll get back to that in a little bit. But do we want to talk about the new episode? Like at this point, there are already videos reviewing it, and I imagine everyone who wanted to see it saw it.
So apparently, Kimo Savi said that we're reported now. So I think
Probably
we should back it up. No. Yeah, there are a lot of people that have been talking about the new episode. A lot of people that have been discussing the Easter eggs and certain things that they've picked up on. One of which that I didn't pick up on in the beginning, as you're going through the city, they have a statue.
Yeah, of IG-11.
Yeah, of IG-11 in the background, and I'm like, I didn't realize that when I was watching it. Until
really?
I watched
you didn't? I saw it like right away.
No, I was more fixated after the fact because the protocol droid started saying like the different hyper lanes, and I was like, oh shit, those I know those.
We have school in Star Wars.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that was the thing I noticed, like the IG-11 statue in my first viewing. Mm-hmm. But I noticed other things when I went back to watch it, but I noticed that one right away.
Yeah.
Then
before that, when Mando first arrives, right, his ship is in terrible, just absolutely terrible condition, and it's
being held together with wood and duct tape.
Yeah, it's a miracle that it even was able to get that far. Anyway, when the repair people, right, when they go to his ship and that one looks back, I immediately thought to myself, she should put a tracker on that and she should be part of the fucking Empire.
Everyone saw that. It's like everyone immediately got bad fucking vibes when they saw that person. Like, and it doesn't help that she's snake-like. Like, that's a little on the nose, I think.
Yeah. Like, I was sitting there like, she's gonna do something. What was sad, though, is that the two YouTubers that I watched, they both thought that she was gonna be part of the Rebel Alliance or something.
Yeah, no.
And I was like, no. No.
I got bad vibes when I first saw her. It was only confirmed at the end of the episode.
Pretty much.
And,
Yep.
Anyway, then we get to the important part, which is Mando drops the child off somewhere, and then he and some other guys go and they do a mission.
Yep.
Which is strangely similar to the very first mission in Star Wars Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast.
Yes, a lot of people pointed that out as well, and they pointed it out. They kind of almost confirmed it because of seeing Moff Gideon at the end.
Yeah, we'll get back to that because that's a very big spoiler.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually, but yes, where you're going is exactly right. Especially even like the map detail, right? It's pretty much laid out the same way.
Yeah, it's like they only true Star Wars fans, I imagine, will know that because she had to play that game. It's the very first mission of that game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it was almost exactly the same. Like, even what they were there for and what they find is, like, the same in the game.
Yeah, pretty much. It's, like, pretty spot on.
Well, so we go through, they try to blow it up, they succeed. But before that happens, there are these two guys that are strangely wearing cloner symbols.
Yeah, so they're not Imperial.
Well, they are Imperial, but they're cloners.
Yeah. They're not what you would have expected to see there, though.
Yeah, because they thought it was just being run by a skeleton crew, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Which it was not. It was definitely something else. So we basically caught them with their pants down, or their hand in the cookie jar, or however you'd like to,
Yeah,
to say that.
so they went hastily and tried to destroy
Yep.
whatever data they had, which apparently they don't succeed in destroying everything
No.
because there
No.
was a message left by that one dickhead from the first season that we see, and like,
The doctor.
yeah, I don't know his name. I don't know what. All I
I
know
forget.
is he's in charge of getting the blood. He's the dude who wanted the child alive because it
Yep.
was better that way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we learned that the characters learn that Gideon's alive. It's like, fuck.
Now, my question, because this guy on the hologram, he talks about M count, right? We all know what he's alluding to.
Yeah, midichlorians.
Yeah, it's kind of a dirty word, but it's been explained in a way that's a lot better than how it was originally portrayed. And my question is, why can't they just use Darth Vader's?
I don't. I think that's exactly why, because they were scared.
He's force sensitive. Obviously, he fucking chokes people.
Well, I think the problem is that it wouldn't be like just like the Vader we know that comes back. It would be like the old, like his full body. I don't think they wanted that.
No. So yeah, they need the babies, midichlorians, right? They need
Yeah.
that in order to do this. And at least from what we know in Legends, which it sounds like it's going to be canon now, but at
Yeah,
least from what we know in
because
Legends.
we had a small talk about this when you
Yeah.
messaged me about clones.
Yeah. They always have some type of deformity.
Not
Some type,
always. It's very
not
rare
yeah.
that we get a pure clone that can use the Force.
Yes, not always exactly. There's such a small chance but there's a chance. There's still a chance, which is why
Yeah.
they do it by the hundreds of thousands if they can.
Yeah, this was mostly displayed in Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 2 with
Yes.
Starkiller clones.
Yes.
Like, only 2 of them came out perfect, and even then, that took like thousands of tries.
Thousands.
Yeah,
But
that's
they got it.
being literal.
They nailed it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are thinking that they're cloning Snoke, which I think is kind of interesting because I don't even want to consider those episodes to be a thing.
Snoke is different. He's not a clone. I forget what they call him, but it's like something like an implant or something.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as I'm concerned, there's no fixing that. There isn't anyone on Earth, not even God, could fix that mess.
Yeah.
So,
but
they're gonna scrap it. They're gonna make a new trilogy.
Of all the YouTubers that I have watched, though, talk about this, they all go back to those episodes, and they all go back to how in the final episode of the series,
yeah, we see like a tank full, and there's like
full of
Snokes in it.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of people that are theorizing that this is a precursor to that, and it's also a precursor to get Sidious a new body.
I think it's trying to clone Sidious.
Yeah.
Which, in the books, I think I want to say it was Dark Empire. I could be wrong. Hang on. I don't. I don't want Rise of Skywalker. It was Dark Empire. I think. Yep, Dark Empire. That was in Dark Empire was a comic book. There was a clone, and what happened was after Sidious died on the second Death Star, his essence, I guess, went into the clone and took it over.
Yep.
And that was essentially how this happened. But as we said before, it's it's a very small chance that you get a perfect clone.
Very, very, very tiny chance.
So what I think they're trying to do is they tried to clone the Emperor, and it wasn't working. And then I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to clone a body without the Force or something, and then use blood transfusion to give him the Force.
Yeah.
And that, I think, has been done before as well in one of the books. I may even have the book, but I'm not sure which.
It's definitely an interesting thing that hasn't really been talked about a whole lot in the movies, at least.
Yeah, I want to say it was during the Yuuzhan Vong War when that happened, though.
So they only get a brief moment to look at these, what we all assume to be, because we don't know for sure, but we're pretty sure.
Some kind of clone.
Some kind of clone. They only get a moment to look at them, and then they have to bolt after that.
Yeah.
And some interesting stuff happens along the way. I thought it was funny that the scout troopers, two of them just crashed horribly right at the beginning.
Oh yeah, they were going down a hill, and as with common stormtroopers, they had to fuck something up.
Yeah, which was hilarious to me. It just made me laugh because I'm like, that's typical of stormtroopers, right? And they get chased or whatever, and they deal with the scout troopers that are on the speeder bikes, and then the freaking TIEs come in and try shooting them too, and eventually they're saved by the Razor Crest, right?
Yep, it's brand new. It's repaired.
Yeah, brand new. Looks how we all want it to stay looking. Oh, yeah. And one of the best freaking dogfight scenes ever.
Yep, proving that Star Wars is the superior entity when it comes to dogfights.
Yes, and just so he destroys them, right? Just takes care of them finally, and he unfortunately can't stay for a drink. He says he has to go on with his journey.
Yep, he has to clean up Baby Yoda's blue puke.
Yep. From the he had stole some
cookies or something.
Cookies. I forgot they had a name for them or something, but he stole some cookies from this kid.
Yeah, after he wouldn't share
and puked it up.
Yeah. Then we get to the highlight of the episode, in my opinion, after seeing a whole bunch of stormtroopers die. That is.
Yeah.
We get to the snake thing that we talked about earlier, and she calls in and says the tracker has been put in the Razor Crest, and the child is in the ship. And then we see this other ship come in out of nowhere in space, and Imperial remnants are there. And then we see this person, this lieutenant, if I remember correctly, by the badge.
It is a lieutenant, but her uniform is not a typical officer uniform.
Yeah, it looks similar. It looks like a hybrid between the Imperial officer uniform and the First Order officer uniform.
Exactly. that's what really freaked me out a little bit. I was like, oh shit, so is this like the transition between the First Order and the Galactic Empire?
I hope not. I hope we're gonna see some Heir of the Empire shit instead, and we're gonna get Thrawn back.
We'll see where it goes, but seeing that style of officer uniform, it kind of just made it feel First Order esque. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
So she tells the snake lady. What does she tell her?
I don't remember what she tells the snake lady. I know the snake lady just confirms that the child is with Mando, and the tracking beacon is on the Razor Crest.
She told her that she would be rewarded in the new era.
Yeah, you'll be rewarded in the new era.
And so now we're like, okay, whoa, new era kind of shit. That means we're no longer going to be part of the Empire. We're moving on to something else, right?
I'm hoping it's Heir of the Empire shit, and we're going to get Thrawn.
Yeah.
I want Thrawn to be the new trilogy villain, damn it.
And so she's walking through the ship, right, going to somewhere. I don't think
she goes off to this other room. She has to put in a code to get in. And
yeah,
it's being guarded by 2 stormtroopers.
I didn't think this is where that was going, but when I
didn't
saw
either.
Yeah, when I saw where it was, because that's not where you would expect to see this individual in a ship.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the room is. It kind of looked like a stasis chamber or something.
Yeah, I was getting some like Darth Vader vibes, where he's in his
meditation chamber.
Yeah, that's what I was getting from it. But I'm thinking to myself, they're not going to put Darth Vader in this.
Yeah, but instead, we see none other than Carlos Esposito, Moff Gideon himself.
Mr. Pollos Hermanos.
Yeah. Honestly, besides probably one of the greatest actors they could have got to play a villain in their show.
Know. He's so good.
He nails it like completely. I loved it.
He plays Moff Gideon so well, man, and everyone's so fucking afraid of him too.
With reason.
I mean, he's a murderer. He's an absolute villain to his core.
And he's supposed to be. He plays his role well.
He's supposed to be dead, but he ain't.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I didn't pay too much attention to his uniform, but I did not see a saber.
It could be behind his back, like
it could be. It could be. Or it could mean that he doesn't carry it with him all the time.
It could be in his room. He might only carry it when he's going to go into battle.
Yeah. So that's kind of an interesting thing that I picked up on. And so, he says, okay, everything's going to go to plan, right?
Because obviously... he gives the most evil smirk a villain could give.
Yeah. Just bone-chilling, like, oh, okay, everything's going to plan.
Yeah, he turns and he looks at something, which I'm going to get into in a minute here. He turns, looks at something, and smiles.
Yeah.
And that's essentially the end of the episode. But it's what he looks at that got me really super excited. Because in the captions, you had to put on the captions of it to learn this. But it is confirmed that they are Dark Troopers.
Yes.
Now, a lot of people are probably asking, what are Dark Troopers? Exactly.
Right, because we before this point, Dark Troopers weren't really a thing, right?
No.
At least not in canon.
Yeah, it was originally introduced in Star Wars Dark Forces, which is the first time that we meet the god of the Star Wars universe himself, Kyle Katarn. And this is before he gets his beard. And what they were was highly advanced battle droids and infantry exoskeletons.
Yes.
They were absolute badass.
Beasts. And they look wicked cool.
Oh, yeah.
So there are advanced battle droids that Gideon's about to use, right? And he has a plan. Obviously, he's going to ambush Mando, right? He at some point in time he has to confront Mando, and I think he's going to do that when he reaches the planet that he's going to. Mind you, he's going there to see someone that is like we said earlier, the biggest fucking name drop ever. He's going to go see Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Which I am so excited to see Ahsoka Tano in the live action role.
By the way, I'm going to say right now that I called this back during the Bo-Katan episode. I said what's going to happen is they're going to go back to Navarro, they're going to get their ship fixed, and then we're going to go to do Ahsoka in the next episode after that.
He did, and I said it was more likely that we'd see Ahsoka first before he went to Navarro. But boy, was I wrong.
Like, I knew it was coming.
So that's exactly what they're gonna go do right now in this next episode. They're gonna go see Ahsoka. Now, I don't know if we're actually gonna make it as far as the planet though, because like I said, it all kinds of depends on what Moff Gideon has in store for him.
First, here's the thing: it's already been spoiled. You can, because people were very curious about this. The next episode has a name. It's called The Jedi.
Right.
And it's being directed by none other than Dave Filoni himself. Which, who better to direct the episode where Ahsoka Tano appears for the first time in live action than the man who practically created her?
Literally, with George Lucas.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be a really good episode. And I think it's very rewarding that we've gotten good episodes since the fucking Spider one.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Now, we have so much that is going on that I think they kind of want us to forget about the cloaked figure.
Yeah, okay. I have a major problem with this. Because, first off, we all know who the fuck that is.
I know, and they changed it.
Everyone knew who it was. Like, as soon as we saw him, we're like, that's fucking Boba Fett.
Immediately. There's no one else it could have been.
Yeah, because it was played by the dude who played Jango Fett in Attack of the Clones.
But now, all of a sudden, they want to call him the cloaked figure.
Yeah, they changed it. Originally, on the Mandalorian IMDb page, he was listed as Boba Fett.
Yeah. But, so this makes me wonder if they don't want us to know about Boba Fett yet, and I think that he ain't coming back till the last episode.
I think
I don't know how. I don't know how he's gonna come back, but
Samora Morrison is his name.
Uh-huh.
And he came back to reprise his role as one of the many billions of Fett clones out there.
Right.
And it was very interesting. Because everyone knew who he was immediately, and they, like I said, they changed it on IMDb. They changed it from Boba Fett to the cloaked figure, which alludes to something's gonna happen. That wasn't just like a once-off thing. They're doing something. Which leads me to my big theory about what the show is leading up to.
Which is?
I think we're gonna get a second Siege of Mandalore.
Yes.
I think it's gonna be
bloodbath.
Yeah, it's gonna be like the Mando, the children of the Watch. I think Mando's gonna like gather them all up, and then it's gonna be the actual Bo-Katan's faction, however many of that's left, because honest to God, I don't know who's all left alive. I think Clan Wren's alive. Vizsla is obviously still alive, because we got Paz Vizsla.
Yeah.
And I think Mando is going to become the Mandalorian.
I like that idea, and you did mention that they could probably make this into its own movie, which I also liked. But if they make a movie out of The Mandalorian, I don't want the show to stop.
Hey, could you talk by yourself real quick? I gotta go do something.
Yeah, that's fine. So I really do like his theory that this is going to lead to a second siege on Mandalore because the Mandalore planet after the Empire is kind of like, at least as far as the Children of the Watch are concerned, they look at this planet and they think it's a death zone, that when they go there they're going to die, and that's just what they were told. But as we know, Bo-Katan says, well, that's obviously just, those are just stories, but we need to take that planet back, which is true because the Empire is very afraid of the Mandalorian race, specifically because they're warriors. They're badass. They will go in and destroy. And we've seen that so far in the Mandalore. They're highly trained. They're really good at what they do. Their armor is unlike anything else in the entire galaxy, and it's something that I definitely would like to see. Now, this latest episode being called The Siege, I feel is kind of a hint towards that. They didn't really siege the cloning facility, which that's realistically what it was. Instead, they kind of like destroyed it and moved on. So I feel like the bigger thing of siege is going to be the planet for sure. Now, I don't know what's going to happen when Baby Yoda and Ahsoka Tano meet for the first time, because Baby Yoda is super young, and I don't think Baby Yoda is even ready to be a youngling as far as the Jedi Order is concerned, just because of
And
how.
I'm back. Sorry.
Oof. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. No, I was just talking about how I don't know what's in store for Baby Yoda, because when Ahsoka Tano meets Baby Yoda for the first time, I think Baby Yoda is too underdeveloped to start Jedi training. I don't think that they're even at the age that they need to be, or the maturity that they need to be, in order to be even considered a youngling.
Well, first off, is Ahsoka even gonna train the child?
Yeah, that's true too. It could be Luke.
Or potentially even Mace Windu, apparently. I'm not joking about that. Samuel L. Jackson believes that Mace Windu is still alive, and he wouldn't mind coming back to reprise his role.
That would be some freaky shit
Huh.
that nobody would be ready for. I just expect Mace Windu to come back and be like, "You miss me, motherfucker."
I almost want to bet on it, but I also kind of don't.
That would be very interesting. But I'm just interested in finding out what Ahsoka does when she first meets the youngling. Also, what kind of catches me a little off guard is that he's going to this planet, right? And he has to ask about Ahsoka Tano, meaning that Ahsoka's not going to just be there waiting for him. It means that he has to like kind of find her at this planet.
I imagine Ahsoka probably knows he's coming.
Yeah, something like that, maybe.
I mean, why else would Bo-Katan know that she's on that planet if they aren't in some kind of contact?
They'd have to be.
Not only that, but Sabine is probably with her.
Yes, and I want to see that armor in a live action.
Yeah,
role.
like there are probably some people confused on what we're talking about because like only watch Clone Wars. Who that?
Right. Yeah.
For people who don't know, after the battle over the forest moon of Endor and the destruction of the second Death Star and the death of Palpatine and Anakin or Vader, they were during the celebrations. Sabine was wondering where the fuck did Ezra go, because what happened was him and Thrawn using his Jedi powers to summon some space beasts that can somehow travel at hyperspeed or whatever, and then they go fuck off into the unknown regions. And then Sabine is like, I'm gonna go find him. And Ahsoka also wanted to find him, so they kind of left to go do something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, assuming that the show takes place 5 years after the events of Return of the Jedi,
Mm-hmm.
meaning that Ahsoka and Sabine have supposedly been looking for 5 years, unless they found him early and, and Ahsoka's just, chilling on some random ass planet.
Yeah.
Not hanging out with Luke Skywalker or Leia.
Nope. So yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting to see Ahsoka Tano come back into the Star Wars universe.
Who I'm pretty sure is being played by Rosario Dawson herself.
Yes.
And God, she's so fucking hot.
He has some rule 34 there.
Oh God, that's gonna be really weird. For the people who not only love Rosario Dawson, but Ahsoka.
Rosario Dawson. I'm just looking this up for research purposes.
Yeah, research.
Yeah, so there's good things to come. Hopefully we won't get another episode that was literally just a filler.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. He has a brand new Razor Crest, so he should be able to get there. He doesn't. He can go into light speed, so he doesn't have to travel there basically on foot.
Yeah, because sublight travel is apparently very dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous and takes forever. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where all of this goes.
I think it's going to be a war for Mandalore, and Din Djarin is going to become the new Mandalore, or the canon version of Mandalore the Preserver.
I want Dark Troopers.
We're getting Dark Troopers.
I know. I'm so excited.
I'm so glad Jon Favreau is practically in charge of Star Wars now.
Yeah.
It's only gotten so much better since he's taken the reins.
Oh, jeez. I don't know what they're gonna do with the new movies. What is it, 7, 8, 9? I don't know.
I only know for a fact that they're still working on a trilogy called The High Republic, which is 400 years before the events of the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I kind of know about movies. As far as I know, the sequel trilogy is no longer canon, because even John Boyega was like, yeah, this shit's fucking stupid. I don't know why I'm in this piece of shit now.
It's so dumb. So dumb. They just completely destroyed everything that Star Wars was. Harder than when fucking George Lucas did when he brought up the midichlorians.
To be fair, it was brought up like twice in that movie, and then vaguely mentioned once in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
And that's all we really fucking hear about it.
Anyhow. Good things to come, though. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I definitely want to see Siege of Mandalore, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, because, he looking at the Mandalorian, he looks like a modern version of Candoris Ordo in his armor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you know what he looks like?
Yeah.
And looking at it, it's like very suspicious now. Yeah, very suspicious from what I'm looking at. And then
It's gonna be interesting. And yes, his armor very eerie similar. They're very similar.
yeah, it
Um,
looks more like a modern version.
yeah, you got the silver, that's for sure.
The silver and black coloring.
Yeah. The only difference is that I guess there's those tubes that are coming from about right at the base of the neck.
Again, like I said, more modern.
Yeah.
Because I think that's more reminiscent of the helm of Mandalore the First. Which is, that's why I called the Darksaber bullshit, by the way.
Why?
Because originally it was the Mandalorian who possessed the helm of Mandalore, or Mandalore's mask, that was the leader of the Mandalorians. Because in Legends, the Tong, they originally lived on Coruscant, which was their home planet, and then the humans kind of fucked everyone over and took over that. So the Tongs were led by one of their own, and his name was Mandalore. And they went and found their planet, which they named after him because he was such a fucking badass.
Mm-hmm.
And then they dedicated their ways to the warrior life like him, and they started adopting people into their culture. And then after he died, there was a new Mandalore, and he took Mandalore the First mask. And then every Mandalore after that kept taking the mask as the symbol. And then, supposedly, after Mandalore the Ultimate, Revan gave the mask to his friend Candoris of Clan Ordo, and he became Mandalore the Preserver. And then after that, I think the mask was just kind of lost to time. But then, in the Clone Wars, we get the Darksaber, and then in Rebels, they tell us about Tar Vizsla and how he unified the Mandalorians with the Darksaber. So that was my whole thing with that. Do we want to move on from our nerd talk yet?
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, I got an email recently, and it said a video of mine had been flagged.
A what?
I got an email from YouTube saying a video of mine was flagged.
Oh, lovely.
And that it is now age restricted. So I went to find this video because I was very confused.
Was I a part of this video?
I don't think so. But anyway, I went to find this video. I was very confused. It was a video from January of 2017.
Oh, wow.
And it was just recently flagged.
That was a while ago.
And I'm like, you motherfuckers, really? YouTube is full of nothing but Nazis. Now it's like so stupid.
It is.
Like, it was age restricted because apparently no one likes the word shit, no one likes the word damn, and no one likes the word fuck.
Well, shame on you.
Yeah, so I'm imagining that pretty much all of my videos are about to be flagged here in a little bit.
Yikes.
They're going one by one at the moment. Ugh.
Just one at a time.
Yeah, and did you see any of the news for Cyberpunk?
I saw the new gameplay.
Okay, it's about the music that I'm talking about. They apparently decided to make it streamer friendly and added a music button that has non-copyrighted music that allows them to stream it without getting DMCA'd.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought that was nice, but I also kind of don't like it because I don't think it should be happening in the first place.
You don't think what should be happening in the first place?
The whole Twitch thing, and then videos getting, like, the VODs getting flagged and things like that.
I think if your music is part of a video game, you should just grow up.
Yeah, I can tell you about that because my Borderlands music videos, my Borderland gameplay got flagged because of the battle music.
That's just ridiculous. It's part of the video game. And if you want people to share your video game and share content with the thing that you created, it's literally free advertising.
Yeah, and I can understand if it was actual, like, music, I guess. But it's the fact that it was the battle music made by the game's composer. That's what kind of pissed me off about that.
I don't think that streamers or YouTubers, I don't think anyone that makes content with video games should have any type of strike set against them if that's a part of the video game.
Oh, what was that dickhead that works for Google Stadia?
I'm not sure.
Did I tell you about him?
No.
Alright, so he went on Twitter for some reason and says that I think if streamers want to play video games, they should pay the developers.
What?
Yeah, he said this. He said that they should pay the developers and whatnot to be able to stream their games.
No, I think the developers at the very least should pay the fucking streamers.
Yeah, I mean,
they're the ones that are making their game popular.
Yeah, it's like a new game just come out. I'm gonna pay $60 fucking bucks. I'm gonna play and stream it. I technically already paid the developers for it.
Yes. Also, when you purchase a video game, that copy is yours.
Yeah. And, like, this is where it gets better. He went on in another tweet, and said, "Well, that's about it for the day. I'm gonna head on over to Twitch and I'm gonna stream some Among Us. Here's the room code if you want to join me."
People joined and yelled at him.
No one joined. We yelled at him on Twitter. It was fun. I rather liked yelling at assholes on Twitter.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you say that and then turn around and be like, I'm going to stream some Among Us? It's like, really? You kind of set yourself up for that one, dickhead.
This guy.
Oh, it could have been done far better. See,
yeah.
See, we've been streaming for a good while now.
Yes, we have. Yes, we have.
Do we want to talk about, do one more thing? I got a question, and then do we want to talk about, I don't know, something that pisses us off or something like that?
Sure.
Alright, I got a question to ask at the end of this stream. You're trapped on a deserted island. And your only company is a female roommate. It's a mermaid. Do you want the top half fish or the bottom half fish?
Oh. Do I want the top half fish or do I want the bottom half fish?
Yeah.
If the top half is fish, can it still speak to me?
Do you want it to?
Yeah. I mean,
Then yes.
We know why I want the bottom half.
Yeah. I can only assume. I mean, that was going to be my answer. It's like bottom half human, top half fish.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, glad we got that question. Now, on to the out of spite part. Anything recently that pissed you off or something, and then you just did something out of spite or anything like that?
Let's see. Yes. One thing that really pissed me off. So I drive a company vehicle, so I can't speed in my vehicle. And I can only go about 5 miles over the speed limit, right? Anything higher than that, and I get talked to about my driving. And I absolutely hate when someone passes me on the highway and then I catch up to them. Because then I think to myself, why would you even bother passing me? So out of spite, I will just tailgate that person the entire time. The entire time. I'm like on them 100%. Like almost dangerously close to them. And then they kind of like pull off to the slow lane to allow me to pass them, but I don't. I just follow right behind them.
That was a good one.
Yeah, so that's something that I've been doing a lot of.
I don't think I have anything that, well, actually I do have stuff that pisses me off, like that person who, whatever her fucking name is, that said that female Mandalorians have boob armor. That pissed me off more than it probably should have. I'm probably more angry about that than I should be.
Well, I mean, it's just dumb that was even a conversation.
It's not what she said that pisses me off. It's the stupidity of it that really pisses me off.
Yeah.
But then I think back to what Father Anderson once said: "Don't weep for the stupid; you'll be crying all day."
That's so true. Again, I think most. I don't have boobs of my own, but I think most women would not want to tie those to their chest, then put armor on.
Probably not. It's probably uncomfortable.
I certainly wouldn't want to like bind my nuts to my thigh and then put armor on.
I mean, technically, we get that depending on how hot the day is.
Yeah, technically.
And that's uncomfortable as shit.
But it's just ridiculous that was even a thing. Mm-hmm. I mean, even the fucking cartoons had boob armor. Come on.
Well, I think that about wraps it up now for Out of Spite Podcast episode 3. Hopefully we'll be back next Saturday to do that.
Yep, next Saturday.
If we're not being piece of shits and sleeping.
Yeah, if we're not being piece of shits and we don't have piece of shit things happening in our lives.
Yeah. So, but until then,
thank you guys.
We're signing off.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for tuning in. Definitely appreciate it.
Kimosabi, being the cool guy of the day and giving us a follow there.
Yes.
Actually, let me post the Discord link in chat real quick.
XD. Because Kimosabi got a shout out.
Hang on. There we go. That is the link to the Out of Spite Discord server if you want to hop on that and join us. Well, we're occasionally on, and I don't know, we'll probably talk. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Once or twice.
Doom Guy hopped into the server. Nice to see ya. Good to see ya. And, yeah, but this is it for now. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a very nerdy stream.
It has. We talked about Star Wars for an hour.
Practically, yeah. But, till next time, folks. See ya.